Twin girls, barely 7 months old, hospitalized because they were malnourished. One of them died. Yesterday, the people responsible for the neglect, their parents, received probation. Many of you commented on our Facebook post about the sentencing, asking why they weren't given jail time. Senior reporter Jake Wazikowski asked the county prosecutor about the sentence and why they are still allowed to care for their other children.
In September 2018, a family living in this Louisville home wasn't feeding their twin preemie infant daughters or getting them the proper medical care. When they finally take 6-month-old Samantha Crutina to Children's Hospital, doctors realize the child is severely malnourished. She later dies from a bacterial infection she couldn't fight off because of her condition. Her parents, 24-year-old David Crutina Jr. and 21-year-old Cassandra Crutina, are sentenced to 5 years probation for pleading guilty to 2 counts of felony child neglect. Judge Michael Smith went along with the prosecutor's recommendation.
It's hard to know why the parents didn't recognize the need for medical care sooner, but eventually they did.
Cass County Attorney Colin Palm says the parents were charged with neglect from the beginning.
There was no evidence that their actions were intentional. So ultimately, I think the fact that it was neglect versus intentional or knowing act is what caused the judge to follow the agreement.
We went to the Curtina's last known address in Louisville, but it looked like they recently moved out. They are still caring for 2 of their other children, and in September were granted custody of the other twin, Charlotte, who has gained a lot of weight since then. Why are they still allowed to have children after the guilty plea to 2 counts of felony neglect?
Those kinds of things are looked at by Health and Human Services, and the caseworkers, they work with them on a regular basis. I mean, they're in the home.
Palm says probation will keep the couple supervised so they can't keep their kids away from doctor's care.
There is something put in place by the court to ensure that this kind of thing can't happen again.
The court also ordered that probation will make sure that the couple is taking their kids in to see the doctor and get wellness checkups in the future. Reporting in Plattsmouth, Jake Wazikowski, 3 News Now.
In 2012, the law was upgraded so that child neglect could be considered a felony. It previously could only be charged as a misdemeanor.